What's up guys, welcome to Yai's Garage, back again with another video, and it's another day and we're doing another install video. So I've been doing a lot of exterior mods, but in this box what I have is something very cool to install in the interior of the car. So let me go ahead and unpackage it. So I got a carbon fiber steering wheel. I got a bunch of these. I have a couple other ones with the red, I have a few with the red stripe and a white stripe, red stitches and white stitches, but for my car personally I'm opting with the carbon fiber, black perforated leather, and the black stripe. I'm going for more of a sleek look, and I plan on wrapping my car in the future, so I think the black will go better instead of the white, although the white does look pretty cool. I also have this carbon fiber trim that comes with the steering wheel, so check out the links below if you guys are interested. I've wanted to get a carbon fiber steering wheel for so long. Now that I'm done with the outside of my car for the most part, now I'm working on the interior, and the first mod that I had to get was a carbon fiber steering wheel, because just look at it, like, it's just freaking sick. My old steering wheel is starting to get a little worn out anyway, so I think this is going to be a great look. So let me pull in the car. It's really cold. Today I'm going to be working on this side of the garage and not that side, because this car that you guys actually haven't seen in a while is undergoing surgery. The heat doesn't work, so we're working on fixing that. So it's taking up room on the left side of the garage. So I'm gonna pull in the car because it's cold outside, and then we'll start going over the steps to install this steering wheel. All right, so the very first thing you need to do, and this is extremely important, is to take the battery negative terminal off. That way the airbag doesn't explode on your face. Alright, so I went ahead and disconnected the negative terminal. That's just a 10mm, and now that the battery's disconnected, we can go ahead and take the airbag out. Alright, so on the sides of the steering wheel there's these two caps right here, and you need a T30 torque screw to undo it. So you gotta take this little clip off, as well as on this side. I unplugged the battery, so it's kind of dark in here. I'll try my best to record, but sorry in advance if it's a little dark. Alright, so right in there you can see the T30 bolt. So we're just gonna use this T30 screwdriver and loosen that. And once you take out those two screws from each side, you should be able to successfully take the airbag out. So it's been a few weeks since the last clip, and that's because my dumbass stripped the bolts that was holding the airbag in, and that's because I was using a screwdriver. I strongly recommend using a ratchet instead of a screwdriver. I watched the YouTube video where the guy had already removed the steering wheel one time before, and that's why he was able to use a screwdriver, but I stripped both the bolts, so now I have them on here to save the day. And the idea now is to cut this piece, the plastic piece that's that's covering the bolts. That way we can try to use a plier or use a screwdriver to take it out. I went ahead and ordered this OEM piece from Infinity because that one's going to be junk, and then I also ordered 2 new airbag bolts because those 2 are waste now.
Two hours later.
Alright, we got a pretty big hole now for the plier to get in there.
Let's see, this one seems a bit, like the teeth are a bit stronger. Yeah, she's spinning. Alright, I just gotta take it home now. Spin, but spin.
Alright, Armand got the second one out. You see this big gaping hole. But I wanted to keep this in the video because I just wanted to make it abundantly clear that I'm not the best at, you know, working on cars, but I gave it a shot, and I feel like this can happen to a lot of people. So just want to keep that in there. If you do accidentally strip these bolts, this is one way to take it out. All right, so the next steps should be pretty easy. The airbag should come right out, and then there are these two clips right here and in there that you need to unplug, and then you make sure to straighten out the wheel and then take that, I think it's a 19mm. All right, so there's these two black clips. You just gotta pop them open. And then these should pop right off. Perfect. All right, so now the wheel's straightened out, and you just gotta loosen the, it's a 19mm bolt. I'm gonna be hitting it with the impact gun, so it should come off pretty easy. All right, so this should take the steering wheel off, but you want to just keep this on here, so when you alright, and now the steering wheel should come right off, and then just move all these wires out of the way. Alright, so now you need to take off these two T40s, that's the size. That should be able, then you should be able to take this metal piece out, and there's a couple other screws that you need to take off to help take the trim off and the buttons. So I'm going to do that first. First I'm going to take off these two T40 bolts. Alright, now that this metal piece is off, we can go ahead and take this back steering wheel cover off. And to do that, there are, let me turn the flash on because it is hard to see. Alright, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4 black pins, and that should take the cover off. Okay, so I was able to take this plastic cover off, and now we're gonna flip the steering wheel over, and we are going to take off 3 bolts. So there's 1 bolt right here, and then 1 right here and right there, and those 3 bolts will, once you take those off, the trim piece in the front should come right off. So now this trim piece is off, and this entire thing is useless. This is the new steering wheel, check that out, carbon fiber. I went with the black stitches and black stripe because I want to keep a sleek look. And then I also have a carbon fiber trim piece here, so this is the trim piece that's going to go over these buttons. And then now we just got to reinstall everything back together. So since I have a carbon overlay here, I need to swap over all the buttons. So in order to do that, you need to, there are some screws on here. So there's 1, 2, 3. And we're going to unscrew this and then add it to that side, and then do the same thing on this side. Alright, so I transferred over the buttons to the carbon fiber trim, and now we're just going to install this back onto the steering wheel. And to do that, you need to put in the 3 screws, 1 at the bottom here, and 2 on top, and that will hold the trim piece into the new carbon fiber steering wheel. Alright, so I got the carbon fiber trim with the buttons on now. It looks really nice. Sorry, it's pretty dark, so I'm using my flash, but it looks pretty sick. I like the way it looks. Now, the last thing we need to do to reinstall this is we need to put this metal piece back in. First, you need to put those 2 screws that came out first, and then this will go right inside. Alright, so the next thing we need to do is put this metal piece back in there. And before you do that, you need to put the 2 springs that came out first. And then this should go right over, and then we'll screw in the T40 screws. We're all set. Everything is back in the new steering wheel. Now we're just gonna put the steering wheel back in the car. I forgot to mention we need to, the new cover that I got, we need to put that back on here, and then we can put it back in the car. So we're back in the car now. We're just gonna do the reverse of what we did earlier. So we're gonna plug in this, what do you call this? The plug right there, and then we're gonna plug these 2 into the airbag. And then make sure that the steering wheel is center when you put it on. Alright, so I got the airbag on, plugged in the 2, the red and yellow plugs. And this is the old one. Look how badly I stripped it. And I bought 2 new airbag screws. So the last thing we gotta do is bolt these in. And hopefully bolting them in isn't as hard as taking them off and I don't screw this up. And then that's it. This is what it looks like. We'll show it at the end once it's done. Alright guys, so the steering wheel is finally installed. Sorry for the bad lighting, but it looks really good. It was a pain to install, but it should be a relatively easy install. It's just I suck ass, but here we are. Overall, I think it looks really nice. Again, I went with the sleek carbon fiber with the black stitch and black stripe. If you guys are interested in these steering wheels, hit me up on Instagram or check out my link in the description below. If you guys found this video helpful, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. We're almost to 1,000 subscribers, and I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs before the end of the year. But that's going to be the end of this video, and a lot more content to come. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.